What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com. And in the last Dynasty video, we took on Minnesota in the Motor City Bowl game and ended up getting the big win, 56-12. It was a blowout. The second quarter was very kind to us, as you can tell by the box score. We put up 35 there, but that was not the story. The story was Brandon Gardner getting the record, the all-time rushing record in a single game. It was just a goal I had like early before the half, and I'm thinking, let's just go ahead and try to go after this thing. And we did it on the last play. Go back. If you haven't watched it, please go back and watch that video. It was hilarious and a whole lot of fun. And we ended up, and I showed you in the last video, we got every single rushing record that a single player could get. And Gardner is just going to go down as a legend, to us all. Just a great dynasty for us. So speaking of that, this is where I'm ending the dynasty. But we are staying in this file, as you could tell by the overlay at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to go ahead and go with Syracuse, but where I have at now, I have not simmed the rest of this season. Now, I have tried several times already to see if Akron could get invited to the Big Ten, and it's just not working. So we can try it one more time. I'm going to simulate the rest of these bowls, and you're going to see, and we may get lucky here and I may show it. But once this ends, before we head to the offseason, we are going to switch coaching jobs, and we're going to take over Syracuse. It's a job, but we've been talking about it for weeks, it seems like. And here are some of the same teams I keep seeing that want my services, but I'm going to decline all of those offers. I'm going to hit yes. And I have officially, Syracuse is my team now. I put them as my school. So you're going to see some of these records that have been broken by the previous team this season. And as you can see, they're 3-8, they're 2-5. They had an awful season. They're a one-star program. But you see, they threw the ball fairly well. But we do not want to advance to the offseason. What we want to do is go over to coach options. And I'm going to go over to report to positions, actually. And we are going to quit the job. And I'm going to find a new job. And we're going to go and find Syracuse. And there they are. They're 112th in the country. We're going to select them. And here we go. Accept or decline position. Have a winning season. Receive a bowl bid. It's just like, hey, just do what you can to get us out of this gutter. So that's what we're going to try to do. And as you could tell by our position ratings, it's bad in a lot of areas. Quarterback, running back, receiver. It's just not very good. And we're going to go through the entire roster before we head into the offseason. Because again, this is the current file. This is the offseason video for Syracuse. We're going to head right in and do some heavy recruiting. So let's go ahead and accept the offer. I want to hit yes. And now I'm officially with Syracuse. So you go to our report card. Another season of college football is about to kick off. Syracuse's football program is in your hands. Very exciting. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this thumbnail. This may be our thumbnail for the video. Just kind of sums up what the deal is here, since we are starting a brand new series. And it's an uphill battle, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm going to go over my offense, my defense as we recruit and such. So there we are. So let's go and check out our current roster. So what we're going to do, you see at the bottom in the overlay, when it comes to offense, I am going to run a pass-heavy offense, but it's going to be pretty much nothing but 2x2 sets. Actually, what I want to show you, let's just go over there to my playbooks. This is going to be the new playbook. It's all shotgun, but you notice the formations. Split, 2-back slot, ace, normal, wing tight end, tight, spread, empty, and 5 wide. It's all 2x2 sets. I love passing concepts from 2x2 sets. Plus, I think it's a little harder to execute some of those plays as opposed to like a lot of trip sets. So I'm going to do a lot of 2x2, technically nothing but, and I even have some empty ones, but it's still technically 2x2. You're just moving your halfback down here more or less. So it should be a whole lot of fun. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to pass an absolute ton, but if I have an impact halfback, I'm going to run with him. Otherwise, we're just going to do a lot of drop back, attack coverages, all the stuff that I really enjoy doing, and it's been too long since I've got to do some of this stuff, so I'm really anxious and excited to get into it. But we have to take care of recruiting and off-season duties first. So let's head back over to our roster, and let's check out and see what we got. So starting off, you notice here is the entire roster. They have 65 players as of now, and you look here, a bunch of freshmen, 14 seniors, but what we need to take into account is recruiting. I didn't think about this until just now. Did they get anybody in in-season recruiting? Not a single person committed to us. And that's no good. All right, so we're starting with a blank slate. We're not carrying anybody over from the previous regime in terms of commitments. That's both good and bad, but that's okay. So that's good to know. So let's head back over to the roster again. And we're going to look at each position. I've already taken my notes for what I need. Pretty much, I need everything. Every single position outside of like maybe guard and that was kind of it. The rest of them, we kind of need at least 2 of everything. But here we are, quarterbacks. You notice here, everybody's coming back, but none of these guys are really special. The best one's 72 overall. All I'm going to really do is recruit pocket passers, unless there is a dual threat guy who can run a little bit, then that's cool. But we're really here to pass the ball. But as you can see, we need a lot of help here. Halfback. We have our best returner is apparently going to be this kid, Preston Martin. He's a junior. And we got 2 seniors that are going to be gone, and as you can tell, it's really bad behind him. Can this guy even catch the ball? 68, that's good enough. So he's going to get the ball quite a bit more than likely. So as you can tell, just not a whole lot to work with getting in the next season. Fullback, we're not going to use fullbacks hardly at all. Yes, I have gun split and gun 2-back slot, but I have it set up to where it's your top 2 halfbacks are going to be using those formations. And we're going to get into more detail about which formations I'm going to use. It's pretty much going to be based off where my best talent is at, but we're going to cover all that in the preseason video once I get all my full roster in. All right, wide receiver, this is a problem. We got 4 seniors that are gone, and we got 4 coming back. Thankfully, at least we got somebody back. Like our best one coming back is this kid right here, Dominic Meyer. I actually have him at the bottom of my overlay, along with our best halfback coming back, again, Preston Martin. So you notice here, all 4 of these guys are gone. It would have been nice to have used these guys, but that's okay. We can deal with at least a handful of these players, but I got, according to my notes, we need at least like 4 receivers. My quarterbacks, I'd love to have a couple, halfback a couple. But wide receiver, as you can tell, we need bodies here in the worst way. But that's okay. Thankfully, our playbook is kind of set up to where it's very personnel friendly, where I don't have to go 4 wide all the time unless I got the talent to do so. Speaking of personnel, tight ends, if I can find good ones like this kid right here, he's gone. He's a senior. I'm going to get him. I want receiving tight ends who can catch the ball. And as you can tell, there's nothing behind him. A blocker that's not going to be very useful to us. So we need a lot of help at tight end if we can find it. Tackle, I'd like to get a couple here. Their top 2 are gone, and we got not much behind them. So that's a big priority. So what I got on my notes, I got stars besides certain positions. Quarterback, wide receiver, tackle is just a must. Like we got to get some help here of some sort. Guard, this is one of the very few positions where I think we could be okay if we don't end up getting somebody. But either way, we're losing our top guard. We got this guy coming back. He may be our best player coming back into next year. And then we got a freshman, sophomore, a senior that will be gone. But at least we got some bodies here, I think, to get by for at least a season. But if I can find better guards, I'm going to go after him. Center, this is good. He's an 80 overall, and he's a junior, so he'll be back. And we got a senior behind him, so he's gone. So I'm going to need help there as well. I put down a number of 1 for that one. Defensive end. So let's talk about the defense real quick. As you can see in the overlay at the bottom, I'm going to run a Tampa 2 defense. It's going to be just a lot of cover 2. So cover 2 is like one of the easier defenses to attack, and I'm going to run a lot of it, especially zone cover 2, so I can control that middle linebacker. But when it comes to defensive ends, I need edge rushers and guys who could just stop the rush and all that good stuff. Just typical defensive ends. But as you can see here, where all these guys are coming back, but none of them are all that great except this kid. I think I have him on my overlay as well. 82 overall junior. And then it's just kind of a drop off. As you can tell, it just doesn't look all that great. And it looks like, I don't know if any of these guys will redshirt. You know, the way it is in 06, if a kid doesn't play at all, doesn't record his stats, he will get redshirted if he's eligible. Defensive tackle, it's kind of a problem. We got 1 senior. He'll be gone. This kid's coming back. That's good. But as you can tell, it's just bad. There's just nothing behind him. I'd like to at least get a couple more defensive tackles. Outside linebacker, we're going to run pretty much a whole lot of 4-3 and some nickel. It just kind of depends on where our talent's at. If our best players are corners and we got 4 of them, we're going to have to play dime, but I can still do my Tampa 2 stuff from it. But either way, you look at our outside linebackers, this kid's gone. This kid's coming back. That's good. And as you can tell, it is just all-time bad back here. Like, it's awful. Just, you couldn't ask for anything worse right there. So that is a definite position of need. This is the most important position for me. So what I'm going to do with my Tampa 2 defense is I'm going to control the middle linebacker the entire time. You about have to run the Tampa 2 correctly in this game. You need him to run deep cover 3 type stuff and come down and just defend the entire middle. It's a lot of responsibility for this position, but at least this kid's coming back and he's got some speed and his backup's got some speed. I'm going to need some speed at middle linebacker, but as you can tell, they're not like spectacular players, no offense, but hopefully I can make them better. You go to cornerback. So overall, back to middle linebacker. I have it listed. I'd like to get about 1 or 2. That would be great. Corners, this is maybe our worst position. They're all coming back. Cool. But our best player is 72 overall. Just not good at all. None of these guys are fast. We got a little bit of height. That's great. It's a bad situation, but hopefully we can make it better. Free safety, this is probably worse. We got 68s for both, and I got a star beside it as well. I'm going to have to replace both of them. Neither one of them is very fast. And this Tampa 2 defense, I'm just telling you now, how important those safeties play is it's unbelievably important. I can't stress it enough. They're going to be on their own island so much on the back end because I'm not going to do any cover 3 or cover 4. It's just going to be just very stressful. So I need the best players possible for free safety and for strong safety. Now, the good news is this kid's coming back, hopefully. Strong safety, impact player. Now, he's just a 78 overall, but we'll take whatever we can get at this point. But I still need some help behind him. Kicker, terrible. I'd love to replace him. And we got a punter, sophomore, 70 overall. That's actually doable. So that's so guard and punter, I feel okay about him the next season. And even then, it's still not all that great. So there you go. That is our roster. We'll get used to them over time, get used to their names and all that good stuff. Let's go look at program standards. So this is a positive. Our NCAA team interest is down quite a bit. It could get lower. Hopefully we can get that lower maybe in the next year or so. But you see they've been using some points. I figure a few guys got in trouble or something. But anyway, thankfully we're not on the verge of probation. I did not even think about this when I was scouting these teams. So that's a good thing. All right, so I think we're ready to head into the offseason. So let's go to play week. I'm going to advance the offseason, and we're going to do school budget. So let's go to offseason schedule, school budget. So here's what we're going to do. When it comes to recruiting, there are no rules. It's been forever since people have asked me to do this. Can you just go and recruit like Nick Saban? Just go try to find the best players you can. This is my time to finally just try to get the best players possible and try to build a true powerhouse. Can I do it in the Big East? I think I can do it. But that's the plan. So I'm still going to kind of keep it local in terms of recruiting just for budget purposes. We just don't have a whole lot of points to spend because we don't win a lot of games. But what we can do is I'm going to bounce this down to 20. It's obvious what's most important. Recruiting is way more important than training because we just need better players. So I'm going to go down to we'll just do 20 here. I like to get at least a little bit of training. I mean, we still got a roster to care for. Current guys coming back. So let's just go 60 for recruiting, 20 and 20. All right, let's move on to the next phase. Players leaving. I don't expect anybody to run out. I could be dead wrong. I hope that safety doesn't run out on us. If it's possible, I'm hoping that one halfback doesn't either. So here we go. We don't have a single person wanting to leave. That's great. That's one less thing I have to deal with. And one thing I've thought about doing is I think roster turnover is fun. I think that's one of the positives of playing NCAA football games compared to like Madden, where you're stuck with the same players pretty much for 10 years if you do your contracts correctly. At least with this, you got new players just shuffling in and out all the time. And I think what I may do for this dynasty, anybody that is just hinting on wanting to leave, I think I may just let them go. It just makes things a little bit harder. On top of that, if they are not 100% committed to what we're trying to do here, I say sayonara. In this case, we don't have that problem. So what we can do now is head on to recruiting. It is time to recruit. The first thing I want to look at is our pipeline states. As you can tell, New York is a pipeline that is obvious. Thankfully, Pennsylvania is a pipeline. That's going to be our go-to pipeline since we're so close to it and they produce a lot of talent. I also want to turn New Jersey into a pipeline. It surprisingly churns out a lot of players, and we're going to check that out in the preseason video, which is coming up after this one. But Maryland is a pipeline. I don't need to forget that. I think it does halfway decent, so we're going to really just recruit this little area. It would be cool if I can get like the greatest quarterback ever from New Hampshire or something. We'll have to think about that. But anything up in the hard Northeast, we're going to go after them. So the first thing we're going to do is head over to interested prospects. And not many people are interested. Now, you got to remember, we are a one-star program. So just not going to be a lot of interest from anywhere. The good news is I think we can get a bunch of 2-star kids just to kind of get us going until we can start winning some games and such. What I have to do, what we're going to do now, I'm going to like select this kid right here. So we have, gee whiz, we got a ton of points to play with. What happened there? I was not expecting that many points. We only had 3 wins on the previous season. That means I can scout a bunch too. I was expecting not to use a lot of points. That's why I went 60% on this. So we're going to get a lot of roster turnover. Just imagine the week 2 stuff. We got to go after those week 2 players if there's any out there that are interested. But we got a ton of points to play with. That's cool. All right, that gives me some hope here. So what we're going to do is let's just start off with athletes. Since I got so many points, I can scout as much as I can in week 1 and get that out of the way. So here we have a New York kid, New York, Ohio. Again, I don't have any restrictions. Like if I'm going to get a kid out of California that can help me out, I'm going to do it. It's just going to cost us more points. Thankfully, again, we got a lot of points to play with. So there's no hard restrictions on recruiting going forward. We're going to try to build the greatest program ever here. So let's just go ahead and scout some players. We're going to scout these 3 2-star kids. Mike Bennett out of Ohio. He looks pretty good. He looks fast enough. He's got A+ hands. Is he a receiver, halfback? I'm not really sure. Next up, Curtis Massey, 6 feet 166. He could be anything, to be honest. He could be a receiver. He could be a corner. Who knows? Next up, Jeff Arnold out of New York, a local kid. We're going to scout him. 4'1". Not much else looks all that good, so who knows what he can really do. All 3 of these guys kind of look the same, more or less, but we're going to scout those 3. I'm not going to put any scholarships on them yet. I want to do some scouting first before I go back, and I feel like I got to put those scholarships on people. We got 1 quarterback initially interested, a Maryland kid. That is a pipeline. Let's just see what he can do. I don't know if I'm going to go after him. I hate to say that. We're going to throw the ball a lot in this offense. I need somebody who's accurate. But I wanted to check just in case. You just never know when you scout a kid if they're going to turn out okay. But this kid, we're not going to bother, but that's okay. But as you notice, we still got a ton of points to play with. Halfback, I don't know if I'm going to bother with 1-star kids. I think we're, no offense to 1-star kids, I think we're above it. I think there's going to be plenty of 2 stars and up that we can go after. But let's look at this 1 halfback right here out of Pennsylvania. B hands. My halfbacks are going to catch the ball a lot, but they're also going to run if they're really good enough to do so. But this kid, I really like what I'm seeing here. But let me just go, again, let's just scout everything first. That's my preference. These other ones, again, I'm just not going to bother yet. Couple 2-star receivers. Here's one out of Pennsylvania, a small kid. His hands are awful. Oh, that's terrible. And he runs a 4.48. What about this kid? B, I would go after him. Tony Underwood. Looks like we were high on his list anyways. Let's go to tight end. Let's scout these 3 and see if any one of these are worth it. Very small player, 6'2", 221. Of course, I don't need a lot of size of tight end. I need pass catchers. This guy's got big hands, so he may be worth going after, and he's a little slow, but I can still work with it. Here's another kid out of New Hampshire, 4'73", but A- hands, and he's a little bit bigger. Gordon Jennings, and then we got Brandon Sharp, another 2-star, humongous. He's more of a blocker, not very good hands. I don't know if I'll go after him or not. But at least we scattered them to find out. Here are tackle. I was fixing to say that I skipped somebody. All right, let's go to tackle. We got 1 big tackle, or 1 2-star. I'm going to go ahead and just scout him. So when it comes to offensive line, I'm going to get the smartest guys I can find. We're going to pass a lot, and I'm a firm believer that their awareness affects their pass rating, their terms pass blocking, I should say. So this kid would be perfect for us, honestly. So I don't need behemoths in this offense, but let's go ahead and just scout him. Some of these other ones, I'm just going to wait. Let's just scout some other ones first. Guard, we need help everywhere. I know we got some bodies here, but I'm going to scout all 3 of these. A+ on the awareness. This guy's a B. This kid's a C+, C-. That's even worse. My preference would be like this kid right here. He's small, but again, that's okay. I just need some smart dudes to help us out. We definitely need smarts at center. Notice all these little 2-star centers. This avoids high snaps. So the smarter, the better. I'm just going to go ahead and scout all of these. And we'll look at them harder later, like in week 2 if needed. But I'm seeing a lot of smart dudes. So that's good. So I think we're going to get at least 1 or 2 of these guys. Defensive end, not a single one. But we're kind of okay there. So that doesn't worry me. Defensive tackle, this ain't good. I need just big dudes here. Here's a JUCO kid. I may have no choice but to go after him. I need size. and he's the only one that fits that bill. I'm going to go ahead and just like scout him. Let's just go ahead and just put one on him for now. We'll just do program prestige to get it out of the way. Here's an outside linebacker. We need help here in the worst way. I'm going to go ahead and scout him. 4'6'9", not very smart. Beggars can't be choosers. I guess I need to probably go after him, don't I? We'll just come back around to him for now. I can probably scout some of these other ones, but let me just keep on going with some more 2-stars. Like here's a middle linebacker. It's a 2-star. 4'6'9", not very smart. I may have to scout some of these other ones. We'll see. Corner. Let's look at this corner. 1 2-star kid, 6 feet, 187. Just not very smart, but he's pretty fast. Free safety. I may have to do some 1-star kids. I mean, I don't want to just grab players just for the sake of it. 4'8". We got, I don't know how many spots left, but I'm going to have to over-recruit some. But this kid, he's worth going after. Local kid. Let's just go ahead and just put one on him for now. We'll come back to these 1-stars later. Okay, here's a strong safety, a Pennsylvania kid. Much slower than what they thought. Just not a good across the board, but I need... let's go ahead and just put one on him for now. Kicker. I'm actually going to go after any of these kids. So you look here, A-, A-, not bad. B+, B+. We need help here badly. I'm going to scout both of these kids. Here's a New York kid and a New York kid. So let's just go ahead and just scout both of those. We got a 1-star punter. I'm not going to bother with this one. I'm not going to waste points on that. So we got 183 points. We got plenty of points to actually do some scholarships on some other dudes and scout some other ones along the way. So let's just go back to athlete. Let me scout this 1-star kid. Again, you just never know with these athletes. So let's just go back to the very top. So 4.46, C-, A+ hands. This gives me hope that he's an offensive player, but he could be defense. It may not mean anything. Then you got a 4.39 C+, 4.41. I don't know. This kid looks the best of the bunch. This kid's a little faster, but is that? I don't know. Then this very bottom one, 4.56. Just none of that looks good. But I'm gonna scout. I'm gonna go after this kid, just because those A+ hands, C+. 6'2", 202, 441. Let's just go ahead and do one for him. Now, how many scholarships do I have left? I got 18, so I'm pretty good for now. 4.56. He's a little bit stronger than some of these other ones, but you just don't know what he can do. 6'3", 201. That could be anything, honestly. So let's just go after those two for now. I just don't know. This kid, 4.3. I mean, let's just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Let's just go ahead and do that. That's fine. All right, so let's go after these 3 2-star kids. This quarterback, I'm not going to do it. I can sacrifice with that. D accuracy is awful. I can't do it. Halfback, 4.46 B hands. I think it's good enough for me. So let's go ahead and scout him. And these 2 1-star kids, we got plenty of points. Let's just scout them. A- on the hands here. B there. This kid's a little bit faster too. Let's go after this JUCO kid, David Williams. He's a little faster. He's got better hands. Let's just do that. We'll just do the program prestige for now. So let's go ahead and do that. Wide receiver, we need help here across the board. So let's look at some of these. D+ hands for this kid, that is a no. No offense to you. B hands, 4.39, that's good enough. So we'll just do the bare minimum for him for now. Next up, let's just scout these 3 1-star kids. If any of them got really good hands, I'm going to go after them. So here's a D+ hands, C, and D+. If we're going to pass so much, these guys better catch the ball. And none of these guys looks like they can. So we'll just go after that one. Okay, that's not good, but maybe we'll find some week 2 players. Tight end. Yes, this kid's not fast, but at least he can catch a little bit, and we're at the top of his list, and we just need bodies here. So let's go ahead. We'll do the bare minimum there. Next up, A- hands. Yes, I'm willing to go after him. He's not fast, but that's okay. C+ for him, no. And here is a 1-star kid. C-, we're not going to bother. Now we're down to 127 points. I got to be careful. Let's look at some tackles. This kid's an A. I'm going to go ahead and just scout or go after him. I'm going to wait on some of these 2-star kids for now. Let me look. Has anybody here got really smarts? Like this B. Let's check out 6 points. Let's scout him. C+. Okay, so these other ones, I'm just going to take a chance and just say that they're not smart enough for what I'm trying to do here. So we'll just go after that one. One of these guards, smarts. So this kid right here, A+, He's not big, but that's okay. I'm going to go after him. B, I'm going to go after this kid as well. That's good enough. And he's big. He's good enough size. Center, smarts. All of these guys are pretty smart, it seems. So let's go after the strongest ones, possibly. 620, 640, 620, 640, 605. So one of these should be good. I don't know if it's really going to matter. Let's go after this young kid right here. 4.3 A-. Here's this kid looks a little bit better than the other ones. Let's go after him. Let's do just 2 for now. Okay. Nothing a defensive end. Defensive tackle, that was the only one that I liked was this one right here, just because he had just enough size to him. He looks to be the strongest of the bunch as well, so that's all we're going to do there. Outside linebacker, I think we got no choice with this kid. I may scout some of these other ones. Like, let me look at this kid. Like, I would love to get this kid, but he's so slow. Look at that, 4.88. I bet there's offensive linemen faster than him. I just can't do it. So we'll go after this 4.69 kid for now. We'll do the bare minimum. We got 105 points. Let's just not bother with those yet. Middle linebacker, let's go after this kid. He's not fast enough for what I'm needing. He's not really smart enough. I don't think we have enough of a choice. So let's just do the bare minimum here. These other ones, I think I'm just going to waste my time. Let me scout this kid. B478. C plus 4.6. I mean, 4.78 is just too slow. I mean, it's just not good enough. So we'll just go after the one. Corner, 4.31 C plus. Then we got this kid ain't gonna. Look how small he is. 5'11", 163 pounds. He's got D- awareness. We'll go after this kid. We'll do the bare minimum there. Free safety, we've already going after him. I do need to check this other kid though. Let me scout him. 4.65 C plus. We scouted him. He may be a good backup plan if this guy doesn't work out. We'll see. Strong safety, we're already going after him. I can scout. Let me scout this kid. Look at this kid. 1-star, 4.65, an A. I think he's worth going after. Let me just go ahead and put one on him. All right, so I'm done scouting. I've looked at everything I could possibly look at. I can't do any of the week 2 non-interested player stuff until week 2. So all we got left is 85 points. So I'm going to go to current targets, and we're just going to max out some players. Let's just go. Let me do 16. Let's do 15. And we may get lucky. Some of these guys may commit to us really quick. Let's go here. Let's go 15. Let's do 16. We'll do 8. We'll do 8, and now we're down to 3. Can I get that somewhere? We'll do 4, and now we're down to 1 extra point. We'll go with this kid right here. So now we're down to 0 points. So we've maxed out all of our points for the week, and we got a lot of guys we are going after. Hopefully we can get at least some of them. We'll see. So let's head on to the next week. We did not get any commitments, but I kind of expected that. It's very hard to get commitments in that first week. So what we're going to do is go to current targets. Let's go find anybody that committed elsewhere. That usually doesn't happen in the first week, period. Well, there's one. This 2-star guard just went ahead and committed to Buffalo. So we're going to get rid of him. So we're going to go back to the very top. I'm seeing a bunch of pretty good signs there. Let's look at this tight end. We don't know what he's into, but we're going to do location for now. There we go. Let's see. This kid, program prestige. Excellent. Let's just go 15 for him. For this kicker. What about this free safety? Yes, we'll go 15 for him. What about this corner? We don't know, but let's just do location if we don't have a positive pitch. This kid right here, we don't know yet. Let's do location for him. Then we got this guard. We don't know about him yet. Let's just go location. Next up, tight end. Let's go location for him, if I can get to it. Next up, we have athlete. We don't know what he's into yet. Let's just go location. Another athlete, we'll do location for him. Strong safety, let's do location for him. Tackle, we'll do location. Halfback, that's good. Let's go 16 for him for now. And then middle linebacker, we don't know what he's into yet. Let's go location for him. Next up, location for this outside linebacker. No positive pitch, let's just do location for him. Again, location is a very popular pitch for these 2- and 3-star kids. So let's just do location here. Location for this kid. We'll do location for him. And we got a lot of bodies on this list right now. Not many positive pitches, but again, I just got program prestige out of the way. So there we are. So we have pretty much done all that we can do with the current lineup, the current target list. Now what we're going to do is go to interested prospects, or go to all prospects, and now we're going to find the week 2 guys that wanted us on their list, but we just didn't give them any attention. So let me go ahead and speed this up while I'm here. And no holds barred. If I can find a 5-star kid that wants to come, I'm going to do it, but we won't go below a 2-star. Let's see. Here's a 2-star kid. Let me take that off. So here's a JUCO out of Pennsylvania. We'll scout him. I'm going to go write him down. Devin Barnes. Athlete D. Barnes. We'll look at him later. Next up, we have, here's another 2-star kid out of Pennsylvania. You got to scout him to show him some attention. And that kid looks good, whatever he can do. We don't know yet. Athlete, that is Brandon Britton. Good name. Okay, next up we have any other 2-stars that are looking for the down arrow. That means that they just got upset you didn't give him any attention in week 1. All right, quarterback. Fingers crossed. Anybody? Anybody? Any 2-stars? That we're already looking at that kid. It ain't looking good. You just never know though. Look for that down arrow. I'm not even seeing. Well, here's a 1-star kid. We can look at him. Would be hilarious if he had a decent arm to him. We can scout him, and he doesn't. All right, so let's just move on to 2 stars. Halfback. Anybody with a down arrow? I'm not seeing it. That's a positive arrow. That's an up arrow. We don't have to worry about that. Here is one. There we go. Out of Pennsylvania. 4.5 to A- hands. I like that. I'll take him in a heartbeat. His name is Matt Hooper. Put his name down. And he's a local. He's a pipeline kid. That's good. All right, let's go to, not fullback. Let's go to wide receiver. Anybody? Here's a 3-star kid. Nice. 6'7", 204, B+ hands. Yes. Yes. And how about a third yes? Let's go Brian Kearney. Would love to have this kid. He's a day 1 starter for us probably with the way our current lineup looks. Let's see. Here's more 2-star kids. This is good. Here's another Pennsylvania kid. A- hands. We'll definitely put his name down. Wide receiver. Perry Sims. There was another one right here. Out of Delaware. That's really close. 4.35 B+. He looks really good. Eric Harley. Okay. Anybody else? Here's another 2-star kid. We'll scout him. If I can get to it. I got the speed thing up. Let me see if I can do that again. Let's go. There we go. C+ hands on this one. I'm still going to put him down just because we need bodies, but I'm okay if we don't end up getting him. But he could be a good backup just in case. Washington. Anybody else? Oh, we're already looking at that kid. Let's see. I think he had the terrible hands. That kid had terrible hands. A little bit this kid right here out of Ohio. We'll definitely give him a shot. C hand. I'm not going to bother with that one. I need some decent hands. And that is it for wide receiver. What about tight end? Come down here. Is there any of them? Here's a 2-star kid. What about this kid? Can he catch the ball? B+, 4.65? Yes. Would love to have this kid. Let's put his name down. Tight end. Willie Campbell. Great name. Willie Campbell. Okay. Anybody else? And oh, we're already down to the 1-star. Okay, my bad. All right, let's go to tackle. Anybody? Anybody? 2-star kid right here. B5, but he's real big. I'm okay with that. We'll definitely look at him for sure. Charles Daniels. Is he related to Charlie Daniels from New Jersey? My guess is no. Let's keep going. More 2-stars. Here's a 2-star kid right here out of Connecticut. A-, 6'4", 315. I like what I see there. Dominic Peterson. Put his name down. Next up, here's another 2-star kid. If I can, there we go. C+, I'm not going to go after him. Let's just move on. I need some smarts. I need guys who can pass block for me. And that is it. Let's go to guard. Anybody here? I understand why there wouldn't be, because we got a lot of bodies back at guard. Ton of 2-star guards. I mean, there's a ton of them out there. All right, that's nothing there. Let's go to center. Here is 2-star. We were looking him. Here's a 2-star kid. Let's scout him. A. Yeah, he kind of looks, he's out of Indiana. It's kind of far off, but that's okay. Reggie Alston. Put his name down. Keep on going. Here's another 2-star kid. Scout him. A- out of Indiana. Another kid out of the Hoosier State. Harrell. We'll do that. And that's it for the centers. What about defensive end? Not looking good yet. And that's because we got everybody coming back. That's probably why. But you just never know. And when it comes to defensive end, I'm going to just recruit normal defensive ends. I don't think I'll move down middle linebacker or big linebacker. I could do that. I haven't really made up my mind yet. We'll just say. Again, I really don't want to put any hard recruiting restriction rules or anything on this stuff. Defensive tackle, that's not looking good. Anybody? Anybody interested? Nope. All right. What about outside linebacker? We need help here in the worst way. Surely there's like a 2-star kid out there that could be interested. Nope. And here's a 1-star kid. I'm not going to bother. Middle linebacker. Nope. Oh, here's a 2-star kid. Let's look at 6'7", 231, 4'7", at least he's A+, but he is humongous. He would actually be really good for our Tampa 2 because he's so tall. We're going to be doing a lot of jumping, trying to swat passes down and such. Let me go ahead and just put his name down. A.J. Grant. I don't know if I've ever had a tall middle linebacker or a middle linebacker that tall before. I'd love to have him. I love those freaks. Let's go right here. 6'1", 243 out of Maryland. B, 4'6", yes, we'll definitely put him down. J. Peterson. Next up, and that's it. Let's go to corner. Anybody interested? Down to the 2-star. And it's not, nope. All of them came back, but we don't have a whole lot coming back. Free safety. We need help here. Surely there's some 2-star. Okay, here's a 2-star kid. What about this kid? 4'6", but he's not smart at all. But, well, like, we really need some smart dudes, but at least he's got some speed to him. We'll put his name down. Free safety. Sean Richardson. Let's keep going. All right, strong safety. Already down to the 2-star. Not a lot of big, strong safeties in this class. And nope, nothing there. Well, okay, kicker. I think we're going to end up getting a decent kicker. I'm just looking, though. You just never know. Okay, what about punter? Here is a 1-star punter. Did I even scout that kid? No. This kid, like, let's go ahead and scout just for the sake of it. All right, B+C. Again, we're actually okay at punter. I'm okay with that. So we have done all of our week 2 stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. So now there's nothing else to do except go to current targets and just max out what we can and just move on to week 3 and see if some of these week 2 guys puts us on their list. So let's go here. Let's go to the positive ones first. Let me make sure they are maxed out before I'd go back to the very top. I thought we had a few. I think up to 3, but we may have positive pitches. Here's one. We'll go 30 for this kid. We've maxed out the first 2 we saw. And that may be it. I just don't remember, to be honest. And that is it for, okay, we're down to the very bottom. So what we're going to do now is go back to the very top and just max out all this. You can't carry these points over, so you got to max this stuff out. Let me do 16 for him until we figure out what he's into. We'll max that. Let's go here. Let's go 15 for him. We'll go 16 for him. And I'm just throwing them out there just to get something. I'm not going to be too picky about which guys want to commit. We'll take anybody that wants to come to our program at this point until we start winning some games and we can get more picky about it. Down to 14 points. Let's go 8 here. We've maxed him out. Let's go 8 there. Let me do that again. I think I've done that wrong. There we go. 4. We're down to 2 points. Let's put 4 points on that kid. So we're down to 0 points. So let's move on to the next week. Well, this is good news. We got the commitment from the 3-star tight end. He's probably going to start for us next season. Middle linebacker, Brandon Harrison. We needed some help there. And we got a strong safety commitment, Art Keys. I'm just now seeing that name for the first time. That is an awesome name, Art Keys. So 2-star, 2-star, and a 3-star. So that's a good start. So let's go back to current targets. Let's go and get rid of the ones who committed elsewhere. And there aren't any. Nice. So let's go to the very top. And let's see if we can find some positive pitches. So we got a positive pitch for this kid. We knew that for the first week. Positive pitch for the free safety. That's good. Positive pitch for the corner. That's good. Positive pitch for the center. I'm going to do 16 for now. Positive pitch for this kid. Let's do 16 for now on him. We don't know what this kid's into yet. It could be, let's go coach prestige. I'm carrying over my coach prestige. I think it's still like at a 4-star. I think I moved up to 5 and went down to 4. It may be a 3 now. I'm not really sure, but let's do coach prestige. Positive pitch here. That's good. Positive pitch here. That's good. Next up, positive pitch. That's good. So this is really good. Location pitch is really working here. This program procedure worked for this kid. That's nice. And then we got, look at all these positive pitches. Yay. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go coach and prestige for him. Athlete. Let's go coach prestige for him. Kicker. We got 2 kickers that are interested. We'll take both. We'll take anybody who wants to come here at this point. Let's go here. Look at all these positive pitches. Yay. Again, we're in the Big East, so none of these kids are actually killers. But we'll go after them anyway. So here's a bunch of 47-pointers, or a bunch of guys we've gone after. We put a lot of points on them so far. And what I got to do is, I got to think about the week 2 kids. So what I need to do is, let's just see who's interested. And let's go through here. So D. Barnes. Here's this 2-star kid, JUCO. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on him. We'll do the bare minimum. We'll do location. The other one was Britton. He's a 1-star kid. I didn't even put down what he was. I don't see. There he is. There's Britton right there. 6'7", 232. We're going to do the bare minimum from him. Let's do location. Next up, quarterback. I did not put one down. This kid is, he was already on the list, and this kid, it's just not good enough. No offense to him. He looks the part. 6'3", 237 pounds. He just can't throw. So let's move on. Halfback, Hooper. There he is. Would love to have this kid. Let's go location for him. Do the bare minimum. Next up, we got wide receivers, a bunch of them. Starting off, Kearney. There's Harley. I know he was on the list. B+, 435. Let's just do location for him. How many scholarships do I got left? I'm down to no more scholarships. Ooh, okay. Let me back off of here. Let me see here. Harley. Did I have any 3-star? Let's see. Harley Sims is right there as well. Kearney is not on the list yet, and there's a Washington. So this kid right here. So one of these 4s, all 4 of these guys made the list. And I got 1 scholarship left. I need to go and think. Let me go to our current target list. I've got I got just a ton of people on this list. We need to go. I'm going to sacrifice some kids here. This kicker, I think we should keep. He's got a good enough leg. This halfback, 4.52 A-, JUCO. And we got the positive pitch. I probably need to keep him. Let's say strong safety. We already got 1 committed. He's 4.65 A. Oh my gosh. This defensive tackle, we don't know. We've got a positive pitch. Okay. What about this athlete? We're going down his list and we don't know what he's into yet. And he's not very smart. I'm going to withdraw my offer on this kid. We need to make room for some of these other little 2-star kids. What about, I'm just kind of, I need to go back to the very top, I guess. Let me just see here really quickly. We definitely want to keep him. Kicker, free safety. The corner, yes. The center, yes. The guard, yeah, he's really smart. Tight end, he's got the A- hands. I got to keep him. We need some skill players. Athlete, you just never know with a kid like that. It's worth taking a chance on. Halfback, let's just go ahead and take a chance on him. Athlete, 4.56 A-. We don't know what he's into. 6'7", 232. I wonder what he could be. Is he a linebacker? I kind of want to keep him just to see where he can play. Here's 6'2", 206. Athlete, 4'4", JUCO. I'm going to withdraw the JUCO. Let's just do that. That's a nice little tiebreaker for me. I don't need those JUCOs too much. Athlete, we got to keep him. Here's a halfback, A-, 4.52. I kind of want to stick with him. Outside linebacker, we need help here. He's not very, and we got the positive pitch. Let's just stick with him. Center, we'll keep him. Wide receiver, B, 4.39. And we're at the top of his list. I think we can get him. We still got some of these, and we've already looked at some of these other ones, haven't we? So at least we freed up a few more scholarships. So let's go back to interested. We need to get a wide receiver. Let's go find one that just really looks the part. Not this kid. C+ on the hands. Did I recruit those guys? Okay, my bad. So this kid, he looks like he wants to go to Pitt, but would love to go after him. A- and B+. Either one of these two would be really good. I think we got a better chance with this one. B+ and A- is not much difference. So let's go after this kid from Delaware. I'm going to do the bare minimum for him. I can try to go after the other one, but we only got like 2 scholarships left. So let's keep going. There was a tight end on the list. Campbell. He looks like he went somewhere else. He went to Rutgers. Okay, I can mark him off, by the way. I need to mark these off. I can at least mark him off. Let's go. Tackle, it's either Daniels or Peterson. Here's the Peterson kid. 6'4", 315. Like, I think this is kind of important to go after. Do I got a chance with him? I think we do. So we got 1 spot left. We got a center. And we already picked up a center that's committed, right? No, we already got 2 on the list. And on our week 2 list, we got Austin and Harrell. Neither one of them are even on there. Nice. Okay, so we don't have to bother with that. We got a couple middle linebackers to look at. One of them was Grant. The other one was Peterson. And here's the Peterson kid. Yes, we need help here in the worst way. And this is our most important position in our defense. Let's go after him. And a free safety. There's the 2-star Richardson kid. 4.46, but he's not very smart compared to that kid. And we're probably going to get that kid. So I'm okay with that. And we're down to 0 scholarships anyway. So that's actually going to work out okay for us. That actually worked out perfectly. So let's go back to current targets. And let's max out whoever we need to max out. Just so we can get them to sign on the line, which is dotted. Let me just go find them. Let's do 30 points for this center. I'm going to back off and do it for this guard. Let me make sure I've done that correctly. Yep. Let's keep going. 10 points. I know we got another positive pitch somewhere. I can't dump it on him. We'll just leave that at 16. That ain't going to work either. Tackle, no. Positive, that's still 14 points off. Say it still won't give it to me. 15, we've maxed him out. Middle linebacker. Is that the kid I'd really like to have? I think it was, but let's just keep going. Halfback. Can't do it for him. So what we're going to do, I think that's the end of our list. No, it's not. Let's keep going. Tony Underwood. We've maxed him out. We can't max him out. And I've already done like the bare minimum for the kids that we don't have a positive pitch for yet. So, all right. So let's just go back to the very top and we'll just put them on somebody that's important. That's something we need. Like this free safety. Is this the one we've already got a positive pitch for? And it is. Let me look at my list. Quarterback's not on here. A wide receiver. What about this Harley kid? Let's just do the max for him. Let's go 8 there. What about a tackle? And maybe an outside linebacker? Do we have an outside line? Here's an outside linebacker, Mike Young. We already got the positive pitch on him. So we're down to 4 points. I really can't do much else with those. Here's another wide receiver I can max out. Let's go 4 on him. And now we're just down to 2 more points. Let's just put them on somebody. Let's just go back to the very top and see if we can dump them on whoever. I can't do it there. I can't do it there. We'll find one eventually. Maybe somebody towards the bottom of the list. We've maxed him out. We've maxed him out. we'll do it for this tight end. We'll do 4 right there. So now we're down to 0 points. Good deal. We've maxed out. We're being efficient with our points. And now we're ready to move on to the next week. Well, this is good news. We got some commitments. We got a guard, a 2-star, an athlete. That's a 2-star. We got our kicker. We actually got 2 kickers, so we're done with that. I can mark that off, honestly. I need to start marking this off. We got a halfback to commit, Tony Thompson. Outside linebacker, Mike Young. That's good. We needed at least 1 there. And again, we got that other kicker. So that's good. We just got some bodies to work with. And you see they're all local. Pipeline. We're going to hopefully turn this into a pipeline and another in-state kid. So let's go back to current targets. And let's go take off people who was on our list. Not a single one. Oh, there's one. The strong safety. Let me go ahead and take him off. So when it comes to strong safety, we already got 1 to commit. So we don't really need another one per se. We got other fish to fry. So let's go back to the very top. Bunch of more 2-star kids to look at. So let's go here. This is good. Let's go 16 for him. Let's go 15 for this kid. We need that free safety to commit. He's very important to us. Let's go 16 for him. We don't know about this kid. Let's go coaching style for the tight end. This is good. Again, these guys may have already had a positive pitch in the previous week. I just don't remember. We'll go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Coaching style. At this point, you're just kind of grasping for straws when you're this week late to the recruiting season. Let's just go coach prestige here, do the bare minimum until we figure out what he's into. Let's go 16 for here, and let's do 15 there. Halfback, this is good. We need just more bodies. We need skill players. We'll go 16 here, and that is it. So how many scholarships? I got 1 left, so we can go put them on somebody. Let's go back to instant prospects. Let's just go back through here. Barnes was on the list. He is a week 2 kid. I may try it, even though he's a JUCO. I'd rather get somebody who's like maybe a 4-year guy. Let me just look here. Interested in general. We don't have a single 3-star interested, so it's nothing but 2 stars. So who are we going to put it on? Let me just look at my list here. Quarterback, I'd love to go find one that can throw a little bit, but it just didn't work out. So you go over here. The only ones that were interested are guys that can't throw. So let me go back. Fullback, we don't really. Wide receivers, probably one we need to get another commitment or 2. Tight end, we already got 1 committed. We got 1 on the list. Tackle, we're going after 2. That's fine. 1 committed guard, that's good. We had plenty coming back. We're still going after 2 centers. There wasn't a single defensive end that was interested. We got 1 defensive tackle on the list. Outside linebacker, I would like to find probably another one. Let me go ahead and just probably write that down. We got 1 committed middle linebacker with 1 on as a backup. We're going after a corner, a free safety, and a strong safety, and we already got 2 kickers. I may do free safety as the other one. So let's go look at outside linebacker, and let's look at free safety. And we'll give a scholarship to somebody over there. So there's no free safeties interested, except the one we're going after with now. Then let's go to outside linebacker. A couple 1-star kids. I may have to move a middle linebacker over, or somebody on the current roster. Like this 1-star kid, it's just not worth it. I can scout him. See, we're already down to 7 points. Well, none of that looked all that good, so we're going to just go to somebody else. I think my rule, and I think it was Evil Dave's rule, just when in doubt, go get you an athlete. So here are 2 more. Let's see, Arnold. Let me look at this kid. 4.41 C- with C hands. 6'2", 202, 6'2", 206. So 4B. This kid's better. He just looks the part. He's got better hands. Let's go after the JUCO. And we already had the positive pitch on him, and that's my fault. Again, we had to sacrifice somewhere. So we'll just go ahead and put the scholarship back on him. So now we're down to 3 points. Let's go back to current targets, and let's put them on somebody. Let's see. We'll find it eventually. We got a lot of guys that are positive pitch. Let's go after this tight end. Now we're just down to 1 point. Let's see if I can find that. It may be hard. We got so many guys that are already with a positive pitch. I can't do it there. It'd have to be an in-state kid. So we may just have to eat that point, which is not a bad problem to have. And that's it. We're just going to eat that point. That's no big deal. All right, let's move on to the final week of recruiting. Here we have another crop of commitments. Free safety, big time. He may start for us next year. Wide receiver, we needed help there. I actually need to write that down. Another receiver we could find, that'd be great. Tight end, good deal. So we got 2 of those committed. We got a center. We got a cornerback. We got a tackle. Just a nice mix of players. Look at that. A nice mix. We got another tackle. We got a halfback. I think we got 2 now. And just good. That's really good. So let's go and go to current targets. Let's take anybody off that's committed elsewhere. Athlete Barnes, that's fine. You know, we had to sacrifice somewhere. And here's a defensive tackle. So let's go back to the very top. We got like 7 guys left. Let's go after him to do positive pitch. We got a positive pitch. And let's go, I don't know, coaching style. Let's do playing time. We'll do the bare minimum, and I may actually move him up here in a minute. Let's go 16 for him. And the center, we'll do 15 for him. So now we're down to 39 points. So what I'm going to do, actually, let's max out him. Let's max out the athlete. I'm going to put 8 on the middle linebacker. Yeah, we don't have enough points to go to send the house for him. 15 there. Wide receiver. We'll do 4 points. That gets us down to 1 point. We really can't do anything beyond that. And let me make sure I do this correctly. There we go. So we're going to do 4 points for him. All right, that's it. We had 2 scholarships left, so we may end up only getting like just 20 or so commitments. But we don't have any more points to spend, so it doesn't really matter. So let's just go ahead and finalize recruiting. And this is a nice way to end the class with a 2-star athlete, another halfback, a center, and that middle linebacker. Nice. This kid, I think, can really play for us. So Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania, and we got an Ohio kid. So we ended up getting, let's go to view signings first. And let's just look here. We picked up 2 athletes, Massey and Bennett. I'm curious to see where they'll end up. No quarterbacks, 3 halfbacks. I'll take whatever we can get in the skill player positions, halfback, wide receiver, tight end. And hopefully some of these guys can work out for us. We picked up 1 wide receiver. Would have been nice to pick up like 2 or 3, but just wasn't a whole lot out there to choose from. But we did get one, and this kid can actually catch. He's got B+ hands. That's more than enough. Tight end, this is really good. These guys may both play quite a bit this year. We'll just have to look at the roster, but we got 2 tight ends, 2 tackles. That's good. We got a guard. We got 2 centers. So our offensive line is looking pretty good just in terms of getting bodies. I know these are all 2-star kids, but still. No defensive end, unfortunately. Not a single defensive tackle. That just didn't work out at all. So that's going to be a priority for us. It's just defensive line in general heading in the next season. We did get an outside linebacker. We got 2 middle linebackers. Both of them look exactly the same. I think this kid from Maryland, I think this kid's going to be a stud for us, this kid right here. Good enough. Corner, we got 1. We got 1 free safety, and we got a strong safety. 2 kickers. So we just got a little bit of everything, just about. I'm actually surprised we've done as well as we did. So let's go over to top classes. You look at the top classes: Florida State, Florida, Texas, Michigan, Cal, Oklahoma, so on and so forth. We're going to be, I don't know. I mean, we only got like 1 3-star kid. Did we? Okay, so we ended up getting 59th. We ended up getting 18 2-stars. Hopefully some of those guys could play at least a little bit. So that's a start. So we can do a little bit of roster turnover with this group, and then just hope we can get some wins in that first season and really start going after some big boys. So let's see if we can do that. So let's go out of here. We're going to finalize recruiting, and I'm actually going to head into position changes. Let's go ahead and save this for now. I think that's actually, I'm not going to do that. Let's just go ahead into position changes. All right, so here we go. Quarterback, we don't have to really move anybody. Everybody's kind of staying where they're at. We got a lot of halfbacks here, a lot of some bad ones. I don't think any of these guys, I don't think we picked up any JUCO kids. The ones we did pick up was this Matt Hooper kid. That looks like a good one. He's slow, but at least he can catch kind of a little. None of these guys can catch all that. I should have written down which ones we picked up. David Williams, was he a JUCO? Yeah, I think he was an incomer. Or newcomer coming in. Either way, it's okay. We may have to drop some dudes. As you can tell, we got 72 on the roster. We're going to have to drop somebody. You go to fullback, we didn't pick up anybody here. That's okay. Can any of these guys catch? Nope. Let's go to wide receiver. Wide receiver, we picked up the Harley kid. 70 overall, 90 speed. He just looks like an average wide receiver. But in terms of moving people around, I don't think we can move anybody around with these halfbacks. These guys just kind of stick to themselves. I mean, they can play fullback, but we don't need anybody to play fullback in our offense. Tight end, Clint Dixon, this is the lone 3-star kid. 72 speed, 68 catch, but the Jennings kid's got 72 catch. And he's 68 overall. But at least they can run at least a little bit and can catch just a little bit. Tackle, I do need to move a couple guys around. We got, let's see, awareness. This kid, I'm going to put him at left tackle. We can have this guy be a right tackle, and this kid, we'll put this guy at right. That's fine. That's not a big deal how we do that there. But the two guys we did pick up was Dominic Peterson and Anthony Pittman. Okay, guard. We picked up 2 guards. Let me just look and see which ones are best ones. Now, here's a true freshman, 70 overall. And maybe we picked up a JUCO. I don't remember. Unless I can't find him. Either way, this kid's going to be our right guard. Who's going to be our left guard? I may have to put this guy at left. Which one's better? Awareness, they're about the same. Which one's got the better pass block? Looks like he's a better blocker all around. I'm going to keep him at left. We'll keep him at right. I think I'm okay with all of that there. I may move somebody to left. I don't think it really matters. Let's just go like left for this kid. That's 3 and 3. That's good. All right, center, 80. He's our senior coming back. We picked up 2 freshmen, 65s. Just, well, at least they're freshmen, instead of seniors that are 65. Defensive end, we didn't pick up anybody new here, but we do need to figure out who's going to be our starting right end. It's probably going to be one of these 2 guys. Awareness, he's 245. I may have him stay there. 74 on the tackle. Yeah, I think we're going to have this guy play right for us. I want my speed at left. We can do 236, 227, 242. We'll put this guy at left. Left, right. Yeah, okay. That actually worked out. All right, defensive tackle. We didn't pick up anybody. This is kind of a problem right here. We'll just have to deal with it. Outside linebacker, we did pick up one kid, Mike Young, and that's not a good one. It just didn't work out. That's, again, you're just taking your chance with some of those 2-star kids. So he may end up getting redshirted. Actually, we may end up moving a linebacker, one of these guys over. I didn't think about that. So here is our senior. He's got to start right there. Rodney Johnson. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, I was fixing to say, so this is the newcomer. I just now noticed that they don't have their own jerseys because we haven't cut them yet or anything. I wonder if this kid could play out. 68. I'm going to leave him there, but we may move him at depth chart wise. We may move him over. Let's see. Can he move over? I'm okay if we don't have to move him over. That's not a big deal. So let me go back to outside linebacker. I guess our starting left outside linebacker is going to be this kid right here. And we'll just do like left for this kid. And again, it's very possible this kid right here, Ronnie Johnson, may be playing outside linebacker. But I'm just not going to move him. We can keep him in the middle, and we can move him in the depth chart in preseason. Corner, we got a bunch of bodies. Like, kid is awful. Can he play anything else besides this? He can't. He'll probably be cut. Anybody that's in the 40s, they don't need to be in our program, no offense. But we did pick up one new guy. Which one was it? This kid right here, actually. Nick Newton, 70. That's not bad. That's okay. Free safety, we picked up a true threat, and that's him right there. He's our fastest one, and he's not much dumber or smarter than these other ones, so he may end up starting unless this guy just gets really good training. We'll see. But we're kind of good there in terms of bodies with 3 of them. We got 3 strong safeties. Here's the true freshman. That was a decent pickup, 72 overall. Not the fastest, but that's fine. We got 3 kickers. We're going to have to drop somebody. We got a true freshman there. Oh, I got to go over here. There we go. Kick power, accuracy, 82. I'm guessing this guy can't play any punter. He can't. And we already got an okay punter. I mean, it's good enough. So we may end up drop a couple of kickers as well. But you got to take a chance. If you got to drop one, if you have to sacrifice 2 scholarships and to get rid of one, then so be it. So we'll probably drop a couple of these guys. Because, again, let me come back over here really quick. Kick power. Yeah, this true freshman right here is going to be our starter for the next 4 years, more than likely. That's still not a bad pickup for us, I thought. Punter, okay. So let's go to athlete. What do we need the most? Let's see what he can do first. He can play a little halfback. That's interesting. He's at 70. He can play a little receiver. He's got to be able to catch a whole lot to do that, though. Our receivers are going to catch a lot more than our halfbacks will. It looks like he is an offensive player through and through. It's either halfback or wide receiver. And if you look at his catch rating, it's a 70. I'd rather him play halfback, to be honest. That's just not good enough to play receiver for me. I need guys who can really catch at halfback or at wide receiver. Anybody that's in the 60s at halfback is good enough for catching. But when it comes to wide receiver, these guys got to do a whole lot better. Unless we just need another body here. I didn't think about that. Why? I don't know. I haven't. Let's just put him at. We got so many halfbacks. But I think he can play there. He's at 70 right there. Like he could actually. Oh man, that's a tough decision. I may have to just put him at receiver, even though I don't like his catch rating there. Let me just put him at halfback. I think he's best suited there. Plus, he's not the fastest. I think we're fine right there. So what about Bennett? A little wide receiver as well. Okay. What about anything else? Looks like he can't do anything else other than wide receiver is like the only position he can play. Like literally the only thing. But he's got 80 catch. See, that makes more sense. At least he can catch a little bit. So that worked out okay. So we're going to put him at wide receiver. That gives us 6 guys at wide receiver. I usually like to at least keep 6. And there he is. So that's not a bad pickup. Not bad at all. He's not the fastest, but look at his catch rating. A whole lot better than anybody else. So he's probably going to play for us a lot this year. So that was a good move over. So when it comes to these halfbacks, I don't know, man. These are just really bad. We just got some really bad dudes here. We probably get rid of over time. I thought some of these guys' catch ratings would have been a little bit better. But I'm okay with moving Massey there. So I think that worked out perfectly. Massey at halfback, and then we got Bennett at wide receiver. Good job. All right, let's move on to the next phase. It looks like we got decent training in certain spots. I'm actually surprised for what little points we put into it, but let's go straight to quarterback. Let's go overall. So it looks like Eric Watson got a good boost. He's had 76 overall, Green was 72, but we're going to look at in the next video kind of what our depth chart's going to look like. But that's not a bad, a couple of these guys went up a little. Halfback, we had a few guys go up 3, but our best player at that position just did not go up at all. Fullback, this doesn't really matter here. Let's go to wide receiver. None of these guys went up at all, except for the very bottom one, Danny Washington. And he's a little bitty jitterbug who may end up getting cut. I will say. Tight end, the one guy that came back, nothing. Tackles, we got guys went up a couple there. Guard, left guard, 2 and 3. So one of our better ones went up 2. Our best one went up 2. That's not bad. Right guard, our best one went up 2, and another one went up 2. Right tackle went up a couple. Our best ones, it's always the bottom feeder ones that get the best training, usually. Defensive end, just not a lot there. Defensive tackle, nothing there, nothing there. Middle linebackers went up okay. That's good. This kid right here, again, I think he may play a little outside for us because our outside position is not very good at the moment. Right outside linebacker, this is good. Horn went up some. 4 for this kid. That's 52 overall, who probably will get cut. Corner, not much here. Our best one went up 2. That's better than nothing. Free safety, our best one went up 4. So he may end up getting the start. We'll see. Strong safety, our best one went up 2. Lamar McPherson, who should be an impact player coming into next year. Kicker, none. Punter went up a couple. All right, pretty simple. All right, let's move on to the next phase. We need to cut players. There are 73 on the roster, apparently. We need to get rid of 3. So how are we going to do that? Look at how many freshmen we got. 31 freshmen. Jeez. Let's cut. What we got to think about is you got to think about the next season ahead. So, let's pretend all these kids are non-seniors. We got one senior on the list, and that is Terrence Green. Let's pretend that they were all non-seniors. If all of them came back, we would have the same problem we just had. Not a single quarterback was interested in what we, just because we had plenty of guys coming back. So that's just something to think about. So but look at all these halfbacks. I got to cut a couple from here. Like these 2, we just don't need this many. It's just, it's awful. I know we got worse spots in other areas. Let me see here. He's a freshman and he's a junior. Don't cut the seniors. They'll cut themselves. Wide receiver. Like this kid right here is a true freshman. Why is he on the list? Is he like a walk-on they put on there? I don't know why they put him on there. I did. Oh, I should have showed you my coach. I thought I showed you that. My settings. We'll look at that here in a little bit. Anyway, let me go tight end. No, we're not going to cut anybody there. I got a lot of guards, but I'm okay with that. 65. Let's see. We got plenty of those guys. Not going to cut any of those. I technically can't cut these because we need backups just in case something bad really happens. It's bad. Look at how bad these guys are. I mean, that's just awful. I actually may need to cut one of these. We got middle linebackers here anyways. I'm going to cut one of these just so we can recruit a little bit better at this position. I'm going to cut this freshman. No offense to you. Oh, it won't let me cut him. Dang it. All right, never mind then. Middle linebacker, freshman. Was he that bad? I guess he was one of those one-star kids. Let's just keep looking. Here's a 48 kid. I'm going to cut him. We don't need him. Free safety, 3. One of these kickers we're going to get rid of. I may cut this one. We don't need him. So we got one spot, one guy to cut. We'll cut another halfback. I'll probably cut, let's just cut this kid. That's fine. So now we're down to nothing, but I still don't mind cutting some more just to leave more room. So I'm actually going to cut this kid as well. Again, we're just trying to boost up recruiting for next season. Wide receiver, we really can't. True freshman, redshirt freshman. None of these guys are all that. I'm like, this kid's awful. I'm just going to cut this kid. It's a waste of time having him on the roster. Tight end, we got to keep all 3 of these. Keep all those. We got a ton of guards. We don't really. Let me just look at their pass blocking. This kid looks to be a little bit better than the Frank kid. Let's go and can I redshirt a couple here? I think I can. I can at least redshirt that kid. I'm going to cut this kid as well. Again, that should help us for recruiting guards a little bit later on. I know I don't have to cut them, but again, I'm just trying to think of 1 year ahead, try to attract some players. So we only got one senior on this list. We need to cut one of these guys. I'm going to cut this one. Get that down. It's just going to help our recruiting. We got to keep all those. We need bodies there. We need bodies there. I may just get rid of this middle linebacker. This kid right here could be a future defensive end down the road. I may have to keep him. Actually, let's just keep this. No, yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of him. No offense to the freshman. He's just not good enough. We'll stick with these for now. Sophomore to sophomore. Let me get rid of one of those. Now we're down to 64. We're going to keep 3. I'm going to redshirt this kid. He may be a good backup for a kicker or a punter, either way. All right, so we're going to stick with 64 guys. So we got rid of some really bad weight that hopefully that'll attract some new guys heading into next offseason. All right, let's move on to the next phase. And this is our last phase. This is our roster heading into our first season with Syracuse, and I'm really excited about it. So what we're going to do is just kind of look at each position, just kind of do a little bit of a wrap-up, and then we'll just get ready for the preseason. We may change a jersey number or two. We'll see. Starting off, actually, I want to start off with the entire roster. We got 27 freshmen, 12 sophomores, 17 juniors, and only 8 seniors. But yeah, we're still going to recruit hard. We just need better players coming in. So training will be at the bare minimum for a while. But let's go to quarterback. So Eric Watson, 76 overall, Green behind him. He's probably going to be our starter, just kind of looking 84, 80. Yeah, he's probably going to be our starter. But all 3 of these guys look to be the exact same in terms of their arms, more or less. One's got a little bit better power. One's got a little bit better accuracy. So this is actually going to be a toss-up. So if Watson doesn't play well or if Westerman doesn't play well, we can throw somebody else in and kind of go from there. So we at least got some options here. You go to halfback. Our first impact guy is going to be Preston Martin. I got to change that in my overlay for the next video. That's good, which means, so my rule when it comes to our little 2x2 simple spread offense is if I got an impact halfback, I'm going to run him more. Otherwise, we're still going to throw a lot. He's still going to catch a lot of passes and such. But that's cool to see there. We did pick up some freshmen. Now, we didn't have a single freshman come in here that looked like they deserve like a really good number. So if any of these guys have like a single-digit number, I actually may change it on him. Like this kid right here, he does not deserve number 2. I'm going to give him something else. He's our worst halfback. Let's go and give him like 32 or something. What about 22? Is that available? Let's give him 22. Again, we got to reserve those single-digit numbers for the really good ones, and none of these were good enough to earn that. One day, maybe this Massey kid will be really good. We'll see. But right now, we'll keep him at 24. Preston Martin, I may actually change his number to something else. 43? Let's think about this. So let's give him like a single digit of some sort. Let's go to player info. I wonder if like 7 is available. I think it is. Let's give him 7. So here's our one halfback that's going to do everything for us in the backfield. Let's give him a good number. I think he's earned it enough. And plus, he's a senior. That number will become available the year after. Fullback, don't have to worry about any of these guys. Wide receiver. So here is a true freshman that took number 9. I may let him have that. I'm okay with that. I'm actually shocked a wide receiver took a single-digit number. More often than not, wide receivers and tight ends always go for numbers in the 80s first. But that's cool to see that it happened. Now, here's a number. Here's another receiver got 12. I'm okay with that. Anytime the halfbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, I'm okay with you getting single digits, even though there's not the best players in the world. But at least these guys can play a little bit. So I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Especially like with this halfback down here. I know he's a 65. I'm okay with putting him at 22. So we'll just leave it at that. So there is, let me go back to wide receiver, Harley and Bennett, 9 and 12. That's fine by me. All right, tight end. This kid, I want to give him a better number. He's going to play a lot for us. Actually, let me look here. Is he the one that just did not have good catch rating? It was a 68. I think I may just leave that as is. But as you can see there, I mean, it's about the same as what it was last year, except they had a really good tight end that he left. You look at tackle, we did pick up a new kid. Where's he at? We got actually picked up a couple. These guys down here, 79 to 73. I don't know who's going to start at left tackle. It'll be one of these two guys. My guess it'll probably be this one because he's smarter and he's actually bigger. You go to guard. We picked up one guy, this kid right here, 64, Sam Harris. But our best player on the entire roster is this kid right here, Vince White, if I'm not mistaken. We got a center at 82 overall. These two freshmen are in the 60s on the numbers. The defensive end, we didn't pick up anybody new. I'll leave Johnson as is at 96. That's fine. Defensive tackle, it's kind of a problem. I don't know what really to do here other than just get better players down the line. So we just going to have to suffer through that. And we're a 4-down line team. So we're going to have 4 guys or 2 guys out there at all times. Outside linebacker, 37 for Mike Young. I actually think that's a neat number. We're going to leave that as is. Let's see. Sophomore, Rodney Johnson. I think he was one of the JUCO incomers that came through. Or am I wrong? Was it Peterson may have been one? He's 53. Reggie Townsend Jr. This kid may be a 47. Either way, we're going to leave all that as is. You look at cornerback. Not a lot here. I'll probably still play some nickel. We ain't going to play any dime. This kid just ain't good enough to play dime. So we'll stretch it out to nickel. But you go to free safety. We picked up this kid and this kid right here. I think, no, we just picked up the one, I think. Terrence Bradley. 21, that's fine by me. Let me look at over here really quick. Did we pick up 2 freshmen or just one? Look, we picked up this one. He's number 5. I'm okay with that. That's fine. No big deal. Let's go to strong safety. Again, McPherson. He's our go-to. We picked up this freshman, 25, Art Keys. That's okay. Kicker, a freshman and a freshman. This kid is not going to be 6. I'm going to give him like 46. Let's go to, we'll go here. It's 46. What about, I know 96 ain't available. Let's go 43. Let's just give him that. That's fine. I'm not going to have a kicker get a single-digit number. No offense to him. And we got the punter, 42. So that's kind of it. As you could tell, our roster is just not all that great. It's going to just take, it's a solid rebuild. It's going to take a while. But I think if we get a few wins under our belt, we get some more, commitments coming in, I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I'm really excited about what we can do. I'm just ready to start throwing the ball again. I'm getting the itch. I'm getting withdrawal, but not be able to throw the ball, attack coverages. I'm just super excited to do that, and I hope you are as well. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.